Now it's time for us to move on to the next segment, and it's called
Rapid Bias.
And in this segment, I'll be asking my guests biased questions they've got asked at some point in life. And also in Christina's case, some common biases about female pilots as well. So Christina, are you ready for all the questions?
Let's go!
First question. Do you have to be very good at maths and physics to become a pilot?
Yeah, that's been asked a lot. And actually, I'm quite good at math because I do a lot of calculations when I go shopping in the outlets. And I just try to do the calculations with the discount with all the bags in my hand and without taking out that calculations and telling the sales that I'm calculating the price. So when I have to do that 5%, do that 40%, and then on top have 15%, I'm pretty good at that.
And next up, being a pilot is too hard for a girl like you. You should sit in an office with air conditioning.
Yeah, actually, I have a pretty good office, just like I mentioned. I have that 270 degrees view, and every day is different. And also we don't have the air conditioning, but we have the best filter air inside, in front of the aircraft.
And next question, women are bad drivers, both cars and airplanes.
Yeah, that scenario comes across when people see that bad drivers. If they see that it's a female driver, they will say, oh, it's because she's a female. If oppositely, if I say, oh, it's because he's a man, it doesn't really make sense to people. Like every one of us have an unconscious bias. Even I would say I will have some. It's just awareness of having them will be good.
Yeah, gender discrimination in any form is just not acceptable. And Christina, next question is your leg strong enough to operate a flight? Are you tall enough to operate a plane?
Yeah, I'm not quite tall, but I have very long arms that reach every single buttons on top that really fit the criteria of it. For the strong legs part, actually, I did go to gym to help, because you don't just want to step in there very hard, but to hold it there is the hardest part. So I kind of during the trainings that when I was very, very tired after school, after the ground school, I go to gym to kind of relax my mind, but also training my muscle to hold that rudder, especially the Boeing aircraft. Like their controls still have a lot of pressures. It's not like a easy little clicks on it. So I do work on it. But yeah, it can happen. It's possible.
So initially, in terms of the test, they would also test if your arm could reach all the buttons as the very initial requirement. Is that correct?
In the past, they have their height requirement, and then after that, they change it to a reach test to can you really reach everything? Because actually, when they first build the aircraft, they do tests on humans, which can try to fit everyone in it because the seat can move. But definitely, you gain a little bit more room when your legs are longer. If I'm 6 foot or something, it will make my room bigger. But even that is still working. Yeah.
I see. And next question. I am a female and didn't study any STEM related subjects. Can I still become a pilot?
So this is some questions that come into my Instagram, and I just want to encourage them. If you see me can do it, then you probably can do it, because everything can happen and everything you can learn from scratch, and it's never too late.
And next up, I'm in my late 30s. Can I still apply to become a pilot?
I still remember one of my friends tell me that he find himself having passions in another field, but he already works in his field for 8 years time. And then he's kind of struggling with his thoughts because he just feel like, oh, if I waste that, my salary is going to go down and I just have to start all over again. But then I was like, if you're thinking of wasted 8 years, then if you continue in that field and you already know that is not your passions, then you're going to throw in another 38 years in it. So that is something that I want him to rethink and redecide.
And finally, in Rapid Bias, I did not know that female pilots existed.
Hi, here is one.
And there's not enough. But thank you for playing this round of Rapid Bias, Christina.
You're welcome. It's fun.